Hi, my name is Ruth Benander, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the context of this project that Professor Rafai and I have embarked on. One of the things that we're really concerned about is issues, of course, of diversity. And issues of diversity actually mean that in this particular case for e-portfolios, students, faculty, and employers come to e-portfolios with different background knowledge, different experience, different assumptions, and different expectations, and different values for what kind of thing can be delivered in this manner. So they have different perspectives and different instrumental incentives, meaning they intend to use them for different purposes. Each of these stakeholders has to negotiate key ideas that help them understand e-portfolios and how they can be helpful, but they also have to work with different bottlenecks, which are essentially different kinds of ways to learn about e-portfolios, or ways that they have learn to work with communicating information in other ways, and then learning how that works in an e-portfolio. So the issue of threshold concepts is that they're central to the mastery of a specific discipline or a particular way of thinking. And these are the concepts that people might find difficult to learn, and students might find difficult to make sense given their current understanding of a particular discipline. Teachers also have a hard time teaching it, so that's where you know you're having a difficulty. Once understood, these threshold concepts can allow a person to come to a new understanding about a particular discipline or a particular process, or in the case of e-portfolios, how to use an e-portfolio. They're characterized as being transformative and irreversible, meaning that once you understand what an e-portfolio is, you can't go back to not knowing, meaning that as soon as you figure out how it can be useful to you as a student, as a faculty member, or as an employer, then it changes everything. It changes how you view possibilities of learning and demonstrating skills. Now, a bottleneck, on the other hand, is a student learning problem. And it's a predictable place where people get stuck. Once you've identified where people essentially get stuck or have a predictably hard time with a particular concept, this is something you can focus on to get people to understand a concept better, because that's what you need to focus on. Pace and Middendorf note that there are two kinds of bottlenecks, cognitive and emotional. And when we think about e-portfolios, we want to think about the cognitive problems of dealing with e-portfolios, what do I know, but also the emotional problems. Why do I feel uncomfortable with e-portfolios? And being able to address that will make things much more effective for us as people promoting e-portfolios. Sometimes a bottleneck can be a threshold concept, but not necessarily. So in analyzing employers, faculty, and students interacting with e-portfolios, we identify the threshold concepts that allow them to feel comfortable using e-portfolios and appropriately address the bottlenecks in learning how to use them. Through this approach, we will be able to more effectively help these three different kinds of stakeholders use e-portfolios to communicate with each other